It seems that no one is safe from Nathaniel Essex, as the X-Men villain is set to reshape the entire Marvel universe in his own, cursed image next year. Marvel Comics recently revealed its January 2023 X-Men crossover The Sins of Sinister. Details about the event remain scarce, especially considering how soon the story arrives after the massive X-Men Judgment Day wraps up later this year. However, a new announcement from Marvel gives fans a brief glimpse at what lays ahead, as well as the promise of more information to be shared in the next few days. The presence of Mr. Sinister proved key for the founding of Krakoa as a sovereign mutant nation. His massive index of mutant genetic material was essential for the Five's original version of the Resurrection Protocol. Essex's schemes have been a thread throughout the Kraken relaunch of the X-Men franchise and have at times threatened the integrity of Mutantkind's project of solidarity and self-determination. Most recently, Hess weaponized Mora X's mutant gift of chronal resurrection, giving Mr. Sinister the ability to relive time over and over, learning all the possibilities of the future in order to turn the entire universe into his personal fiefdom. Shared by Marvel Entertainment on Twitter, the first image from The Sins of Sinister promises a story on a universal scale. 3 different images are spliced together. In the first, a Sinister-controlled Captain America and a Chimera mutant with the abilities of Nightcrawler and Laura Kinney's Wolverine do battle with Storm. The second features new forms of Cable and Beast in space heading directly for a redesigned Sinister. Finally, what appears to be Rasputin, Ivy and Nocturne are positioned behind a character whose design evokes elements of both Essex and Asgard. The tweet also declares that in a few short days, Marvel will have a lot to share about SOS at its New York Comic Con Big Thing panel. Sins of Sinister will change everything. The X-Men are no strangers to storylines involving reality warps, branched timelines and alternate realities. Most recently, the Age of X-Men event functioned as a final X-Men adventure ahead of the House of X Powers of X relaunch. These kinds of narratives can play with how a reader has come to understand or visualize a multitude of characters, but are often critiqued by fans for a lack of lasting impact on the greater narratives of those involved. One key aspect that ought to quell some of those fears for the Sins of Sinister event in particular is the apparent inclusions of Rasputin, Ivy and Nocturne. Both are previously introduced alternate timeline characters. Nocturne is the daughter of the Scarlet Witch and Nightcrawler from a potential future. Rasputin Ivy is a Chimera mutant with abilities connected to magic and Colossus, whose timeline was one of Mora X's previous lives. Rasputin Ivy and Nocturne's appearance in The Sins of Sinister signifies that there's more at play than a typical alternate future. With the ability to live through events again and again, learning how to come out on top, it was almost inevitable that Sinister would triumph in such a huge and lasting way. Now, it seems Hess finally reached a point where the entire universe answers to his whims, and only the X-Men can stop him. The Sins of Sinister arrives from Marvel Comics in January 2023. Source: Marvel Entertainment.